I know it's long, right? That's why I wasn't going to put the big old brick out there. But see, you know, I'm a firm believer in synchronicity. And, you know, it's really ironic how 3 years ago I was pursuing an IT degree. And I went through my spiritual storm, my spiritual awakening. And God was like, no, I need you to do this. I can't tell you how humbling that makes me feel, knowing that I'm going to make a difference in the world, because I'm going to be saving someone from a life that is not theirs. So I know it's going to be a lot of work, but if I can save one smile from shedding one tear, I've done God's work. So let's go back. So I apologize for being winded, but I got to put the info out. So let's talk about weapons. The weapons that those that suffer from narcissistic personality disorder use. So, as I mentioned before, at one time I used to be a breakdancer. What? I know, I'm saying, right? Hip hop, love it, pure. Just like your love is pure. So, let's talk about it. The greatest weapon that a narcissist will use, narcissistic personality, Tyson, what are you doing? Get up here. Get up here. Come on, get up there. That they will use. Well, no. What are you doing? Come on. Look at it. See? Look at him. He just want to be all in my Kool-Aid. I love him though. I love him. As I was saying before, no, get out the way. The greatest form of unconditional love is a dog, because a dog is loyal. So for those that are in relationships and that one is on the road or in the military, or it requires them to be away from your side, the best equalizer is a pet. They're going to give you all the love you need. They're going to protect you, and you're going to learn things about yourself through them, because they want you to be happy and feel safe. I think it was the last Boy Scout where Bruce Willis said that. She was like, well, she cheated with his best friend or something, and she said, well, I was lonely. And what did he do? He should have got a pet. Should have got a dog. So at the end of the movie, what? She got a dog. Because, my queens, if you want to build a lasting relationship, you must have these components. Number one, no secrets. None. And actually, it's a good way to strengthen the bond by telling your mate, if he earns that right, if you know in your heart that that's the one, you got to go all the way back and unleash every fear, every secret. You need to tell him everything. Tell him. Speak your truth. I know you're saying, well, I ain't going to tell him that, girl, because if I tell him, he's going to see I'm really a freak. If he loves you, guess what? He's going to smooth those edges for you, because he wants you to feel safe. He wants to do whatever he needs to do to keep that smile on your face and that glow in your heart. If he got to run around with a Batman suit with some flip-flops, that's crazy, ain't it? But if he loves you, he's going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Because he don't want another man to audition for the part. And that is why you got Maury and Jerry and Steve and Bill and all those other people capitalizing off of other people's pain. Come on now. How many times you watch one of those episodes and I wouldn't have did that. That was stupid. But when you are unemotionally inept, you don't have clarity. You can't think straight. And there's nothing that you won't do when it comes to loving a person. But you gotta love them first. So let's go there. One of the greatest weapons, as I said, that an emotional abuser will use against you, once they realize that you truly have their best interests, they're going to use the things that you lack against you, that gives you insecurity. They're going to use that as their shield, and they're going to use that as a way to manipulate your actions. They're going to do it. Say, for example, if they know that they try to do something and you're going to hold them accountable of it, and so you're going to address it, they're going to give you the silent treatment. They're going to spin it on you like it's your fault. But we all know no one can do nothing they don't want to do. Number 2, as I mentioned before, if you're in a relationship, why you got locks? What you got to hide? Which goes back to what I was saying earlier. If this person's the one, first of all, they're going to be spiritually grounded, and whatever your fears are, they're going to stand with you so you can get through it. Because they want to be the one that you come to when you come out. And actually, ladies, that's how you know a man loves you. But he's only going to do what's required because it's your work. It defines your walk. Because you're going to be the one that's going to define when that happens. He can't do that for you. He can support you as best as he can, and he's going to let you know where he's coming from. And after he has done that, if he really treasures you, because let me tell you something, sexual intimacy will only hold certain validity. However, emotional intimacy surpasses it all. That's why I tell you, my kings, if you don't know what the word commitment is, don't wreck somebody else's life. Don't do that. If you don't know what compassion is, you need to learn it. But see, some of you, and I'm not judging, I'm saying this, I'm setting you up for success. If you want to be the man, you're going to invest in yourself. And that means that's going to require you time to focus on to make you a better you. You can't straddle the fence. You can't have it both ways. Because if you play that game, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If you play that game, you're going to get played. And I'm going to tell you why you're going to get played. Because you're going to take somebody for granted. And eventually, their eyes wake up. And someone's going to come along and say, thank you. Because they see the worth that you let your arrogance divide you from. Don't do that. You'll be like so many people have to find out. It'll haunt you the rest of your days. Or worse. You'll end up settling for someone else. But in your mind, you wish you were with them. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm telling you. But hey, learn the hard way. Because that's what red flags are for. And trust. That person going to tell you what they need if you listen. And sometimes when you listen to the words that don't come out their mouth. You go off the actions. They speak the most volume. Am I lying, my queens? Am I lying? Tell them. So let's go back. Synchronicity. You think I'm playing? Thank you, my angels. So they use secrecy. They use control. Because they got you in this bubble like an aquarium emotionally. Because they want to make sure that they are 2 steps ahead. so you don't see what's really going on. But let me tell you something. For every negative action, there will eventually be a positive outcome. But it won't be the outcome that you think you're going to get. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Oh, you're going to learn. You're going to learn. You're going to learn, Cletus. I understand that. And for those who have been down that road, the words, you're going to start listening to music and they're going to take on a new meaning to your life. They're going to take a new meaning because the words are going to talk to you. Because they're talking to your soul. Yeah. You're going to learn. Don't do that to yourself. So let's get to the point, like I was saying. So they use secrecy. They use it because they know that there's a sense of openness with that other person, and so because they've allowed themselves to be vulnerable to this person, they're not going to look at them in a negative light, because why would they want to hurt them when that person only is trying to reciprocate love to this person? So because they want it to flourish like that flower. I don't care if you can take a seed and place it in the dry sand. Eventually that seed will grow, because the seasons is going to make sure it happens. But it depends on the roots. It doesn't matter if the stem has been weathered, the petals have fallen off, and if they have been stained. As long as those roots are strong, it will come back. It'll come back. That's why cultivation is so important. But communication defines it. So, they use secrecy, they use control. Then it gets a little sticky, because they're using communication now. They use the art of gaslighting. As I mentioned, gaslighting. What are you doing? Go sit down. They will use the art of gaslighting. Gaslighting is basically, say for example, you know your man work a certain shift. You know it. You can set a watch to it. Right? So, move out the way, Tyson. So, sit down. So, you're doing this. I don't even know why. I'm going to just put this out there because I got this blink thing going on. Like I'm doing. Okay, now it's coming back. Alright. For a minute, I thought I was on a strobe light. Okay, let me stop playing. So, they're using secrecy, manipulation, control of the environment, but they're using communication, because now they're trying to play with your head, and this is when it gets dangerous, and this is why you get your Al Green moments, my kings, because you never underestimate a woman's mind. You a fool if you think if that's the case, because hey, they sing about it all the time. She may smile on your face, but if you look closer, there might be some tear traces, because she's taking account of everything that you've said and done from the time you walked in her life. And that's why Al Green had to find out hard. That's why Bobbitt had to learn hard. But unfortunately, sad, there are people that are not here because of that. And what is sad is that you got people that are innocent, that don't know, only to be a casualty to love. I'm just saying. So they use, once again, secrecy, manipulation, control, communication, gaslighting. Gaslighting is, you can say, hey, I need you to go to the store, pick up some buns, whatever. But you know something that would have took no more than 30 minutes, they come back 4 hours later. So you have a right to ask them. And they give you this incredible story. Let me see, this is one thing about truth. If someone gives you something that you can envision, it's a lie. Because when you speak your truth, it's like that. And that's why Al Green, well, yeah, that's a weapon. But as you already know, a weapon is only good as the user. And what happens is, you keep playing them games, and that same weapon will be used against you. Let's go to the Bible. That's why they say. That's why it says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Because you took a position of arrogance. And ain't nothing worse for you to take a position to think that you're smarter than the average bear. Because unfortunately, you got some crazy people out here who sit back, make sure they'll measure twice and cut once. And you read about them in paper. Is it fair? No. Because you've got two lives forever changed. That's why you hear about the murder-suicides and stuff. It's sad. Because it was based off of ego and pride. That's why players never win. They never do. You end up losing far more than you invested. That's why you gotta respect yourself. Put them boundaries up. I told y'all, my queens, if you don't believe me, just what you do. Just walk home. When you get in, just say, you know what? I need to get myself right. And I think I need to abstain. And watch them nut up. Now, the people that have your best interest, they're patient. They want the best out of you. They're not going to challenge that. Of course, they're going to be like, wait a minute, because he's a man. But if he truly has your best interest, he's going to support whatever you're trying to do, especially if it's in a positive light. But that doesn't give him a pass. That doesn't give her a pass either. Because what one woman won't do, another woman will. Don't get it twisted. So those are the 4 things that they use. Here's the 5th. I know y'all know about this. One of their greatest assets, next to secrecy, is social media. They love that. They love it. This is how you know that this person has a narcissistic tendency. Now, you're supposed to define your self-worth. And be proud and love yourself. But I'm going to tell you, one of the greatest gifts and curse is Facebook. Ooh, how did you know I was going to say that? Because it is. It's set up perfect for narcissists. You ever run into somebody that every 5 seconds they're updating it? They're taking it upon themselves to make sure that they have relevance on someone else's page. But this is how you know. They're exhibitionists. So when you see them, they might have 1,001 women. Now here's my question. I know a lot of people. I do. I've been all over the world. I've made a lot of connects. But you got to ask yourself logically. A third of them are people you don't even know. What's the commonality on them? One, because they share the same tendencies you do. So they need to get that feed, that emotional relevance out there. So, you know, the queens, you got to check yourself. There's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself, but if you're putting yourself out there where it's exploitative, you'll never get that ring. But you'll get that hard thought. And that guy will play that game until they get it. And all you're dealing with, and then what you're really seeing is a stalker, and you need to be careful. Because there's a lot of women out there that are living a life that they never thought that they would be in because of vanity, selfishness, ego. Because ego is the main fabric that narcissists use. They gotta feel like they are the center of attention at all times. So my queens, if you know somebody that their friend list is not balanced, you can look at the profiles and tell, man, they greasies. I don't know what the heck. It's because your friend's got a narcissistic personality disorder and is trying to feed what they lack. They may feel unappreciated. They may feel that there's something about, they're constantly trying to chase an illusion that doesn't exist. Prime example. He was a narcissist. Granted, he was a bona fide talent, but Michael Jackson was a narcissist. Why? Look back. He had a rough childhood. He used his creativity as a way of escape. But what did he do? He was not happy. That's why he augmented himself. Because he was trying to chase something that only was found in his head. It was neurological. Prime example. But the fact of the matter is, no matter how many people loved him from around the world, he couldn't get it. Because Mike didn't love himself. If he only knew how much Mike was one of those people that could have any woman in the world. Any woman. He could be the most broke dude on the planet. But because of that talent that God gave him, right there. How many women, y'all see this? You see the guy that may not be visually your type, but he's charismatic to compensate for what he lacks. He may have a great fashion sense. He may use his financial position to lure you, but actually he's looking for the persons that lack that. Because he knows that's the hook I need. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna get that car. I'm gonna dress to the nines, and then you turn around saying, "Oh, I want a baller. I want to have this." And there's nothing wrong with having what you have. Don't get me wrong, but that's what hard work is all about. Because you appreciate the things that you earn. That's why it's called self-worth. Those that suffer from narcissistic personality disorder don't have self-worth. That is why they're able to go from one woman to the next. Celebrities do it all the time. They're all narcissistic. That's why we idolize them. Because we don't idolize ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying, right? Because if we had the same self-worth, why would we focus on someone else than ourselves? Okay. Because that's what they use. That's what they use. So, they use social media. That's why there may be people that you know that you're close with, but you don't have access. Why? Because they don't want you to see or read something that they don't want said or read, because it's going to exploit them. It's going to expose something that they know that they don't want to have to justify, which is truth. But I'm a firm believer in this. God brings everything to the light at the right time, but it's up to you to discern it. But you can't discern it until you love yourself. You can't fool yourself nor run from yourself. But social media, coupled with media, is a very destructive pattern. That's why you see people, I'm not hating, I'm saying this, I'm pointing this out. Because you got free will to do whatever you want. But let's look at it like this. Queens, how many times you done did this? You done met somebody in the club, you look good? Look good. Got that car? You might be pushing a $50,000 car. And he comes to your place. He comes to your place. And because you're so enticed, you do whatever he wants you to do. But what he won't do is let you come to his place. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, there's somebody there waiting on you. Or worse, you finally get to him to say, yeah, I'm going to come over. I don't care. He'll use every excuse, oh, it's dirty, whatever. Oh, I'll clean it. Because you want to facilitate that nurturing emotion that you have from the sexual intimacy. Because, see, that's a chemical that women have that men don't. That's why men are able to sleep with everybody. Well, because society has said, no, don't. If you can't beat them, join them. That is why the age rate is so high in women. Because you are a woman, not a man. So stop thinking like one. And be the queen you are. That's why some of you are broken now. Because you have these tendencies. You running from a pain that was within you that runs so deep that you embrace that mentality of, to get over someone, I gotta get under someone. Or better, I gotta get over someone, so I'm gonna exploit myself so extreme that I'll have to deal with the shame of that, so I don't look at the pain that I'm trying to leave. Meanwhile, the person that you've given your goodies to, he laughing at you. He said, I got me a live one. He's so boastful, he's telling his friends, to the point that he disrespects you at any back and call. Because guess what? He didn't put it down so well, he know you ain't going nowhere. Because you trying to feed off that need. That's why it's called tainted love. Because you ain't loving yourself. You ain't. So, I done dropped it on you on this one. I'm going to end this one and I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to bring it on home. God's praying for you. You know He is. That's why you're watching these videos, because you're going through something. But guess what? Even if you go through something, you can come out of it on the other side. But make sure it validates your self-worth. God is praying for you. You know I am. Stay blessed.